Hello, and welcome to a very interesting research work. I teach many students from various backgrounds, and when I look into it, that how the recruitment process is, it is basically what is required every time, and when the time changes, it gets into a different scene altogether. What I mean by this is that yes, things change quickly, and especially in technical world, in technology, I think since it's ever evolving, technical recruitment has undergone a lot of change. What technical recruiters want from engineering candidates, especially because for last 6 years I am teaching or training rather many engineering students, and what I come to know is what is that which a recruiter seek. I think that is basically not very clear with the engineering students, with the job aspirant, with the job seekers. So the ever unanswered question which remains to be answered at all point of time is, what is the industrial demand? What is that which the recruiters want their candidate to be, and what is that which is stopping these engineering students not to fill in that gap? So obviously, if there is an industrial gap between the demand and the supply, and this is widening, that's the reason you have many engineers not getting their dream jobs. It is not about dream jobs, it is about how better we can understand the recruitment processes and align ourselves, studying that, comprehending it, and maybe practice it for good time. And precisely that is one major concern why I have come up with one such great episode covering what technical recruiters want from an engineering students. So what we have done is we have went on to ask around 7 such recruiters who are into technical foray, and since after being heads down at one company, these recruiters think that for months and years as they pass by, it's difficult to lose touch with what the startups of today's are looking for. And since the time is changing, it is for us to shed light on what companies look for in a candidate. As a trainer, it is my responsibility, and as a researcher, as having a great interest and passion into training students for life skills and career skills, transferable skills, I think I own this, I owe this, and that's the reason I have asked one straightaway question. This is the different technical recruiters from different companies and having a vast experience of recruitment, and we have just asked them one question, and the question is, what makes an engineer stand out from the applicant pool? What makes an engineer stand out from the applicant pool? Why few get selected, why many not? So the first actually recruiter is none other than Emily 10 Eyck. Emily is head of talent at Build Zoom, previously at a headhunting firm. So coming from a background which very well understands like what is the frequency, how many candidates are applying, what is the tech background, and what is the need, where is the gap, I think Emily was able to explain to a greater extent. What Emily has to say is, talent teams or our hiring managers often have to shift through hundreds of applicants per week. Hundreds of applicants keep coming every week, and they need to shortlist, go through it, understand, and shortlist. So what they want to tell us is, even if our experience is amazing, even if the candidate's experience is amazing, they have to present it in a very succinct, eye-catching way. What it means is, now the resume is the first one which reaches the prospective employer, so it has to convey the right meaning, the right light. The look and the feel should be appealing, then only one gets selected. at least get selected or shortlisted for the second round, which could be a personal round, an interview. And since this is an online domino effect being shown, so a lot of students or a lot of job aspirants are screened online, especially when you can't rely on your own brand name. Nobody knows who you are, right? So you need to put it subtly in a CV or in a resume or on a biodata, whatever you call, but a professional profile, and make it appealing. What Emily goes on to explain is that they recommend designing a resume to highlight promotions and long tenures, and both are essential. Categorically, they have put it that highlight promotions and long tenures. That means wherever you have taken jump, if you have taken responsibility which is higher than the previous one, let's say if you are working as a fleet staff and if you have taken a responsibility of higher order, right, that is one you need to highlight in the resume or CV. The second thing is your consistency for how long you have been working in that company. It needs also a greater showcase. So both the things, your promotions of any kind, any level, any responsibility rise, and the time that you have stayed in the company, that consistency, both need to be mentioned. And make sure that they have included the same language, the same lingo as it appears in the job description, because it is to map and match what is the requirement or the prerequisite of the job and what is that job aspirant possesses. So it's basically match and map of what is being asked and what is that you possess. So job description is a direct reflection. If it is a direct reflection on your resume and resume speaks it all, then it becomes self-explanatory for that resume to qualify for the second round. Lastly, keep following up. What Emily says is, do not lose hope. Keep following up, even if it is no from the hiring side. That's what it's been beautifully explained, it's been logically explained, and it is for us to understand that job description becomes very important. Resume becomes important as it comes from the direct interpretation of job description, and it has to be consistently given two parameters. One is the promotions or the responsibility that you take, and the second is the tenure, the consistency for how long you have been sticking to that company and working for that company, right? And follow up, even if there is a no, you need to still ask and say how good I stand chance working in your company.